Welcome, baseball family, to this Thursday Night Live. I am one of your hosts, and my name is Brad, and as always, I'm joined by our co-captain, Brig. Welcome, Brig. How are you this evening?
Oh, I'm well. Just pretty much keeping it real.
Very good, very good.
Oh man,
All right, we have
how are
some.
you though? How are you?
I'm
man?
doing well, Brig. I am doing well, thank you.
Good.
So we have some baseball things to get into today. So are you ready to jump into these baseball things, Brig?
Let's absolutely do that.
The things. Okay. So first, we hoped that we would have an update for you on Thursday. It is Thursday. We have an update for you regarding the Oakland A's and their stadium situation. At this point, it's a stadium situation, right?
Yeah.
In Las Vegas. Well, the lawmakers, legislature, whoever it is down there that had to vote. I don't know how all this political stuff works, but anyway, they voted in favor of public funding for the stadium.
Yeah.
Big, huge, fat win for the A's. Huge win for the A's right now. I think it's important to note that this is not the final nail in the coffin for Oakland.
Right.
But it's certainly a step in that direction.
Correct.
I don't want to say right direction because I have mixed feelings.
Same.
Right? Like some days I'm like, it'd be cool to have a team in Vegas, but other I'm like, but the A's belong in Oakland, right?
Yeah, it would. No, you're right on both counts. It would be cool to have a team in Vegas, and the A's belong in Oakland.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be one or the other. I think it should be both, and we can expand.
And it can be both.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so one thing I thought was interesting is that Brother Harper, he said that he doesn't see the A's as a fit in Vegas. What do you think about that, Brig?
Well, he's local, right? He grew up
in
Vegas.
He's from Vegas, yeah.
And he knows, so he would know. I also, you got to give him credit on probably knowing some of the ins and outs of how the game is managed and how it's developed at that level that we, the average fan, we might not know at our level. So if he says that's a bad idea or it's not a fit, I have to ask, is he saying the A's aren't a fit, but another team would be? Or is he saying that Major League Baseball is not sustainable in the market? That's the real. I need him to parse it out a little tighter than that.
Yeah, and honestly, maybe he did, but I didn't read the whole article because, I didn't want to. But no, he says, I don't think they should use the A's name. I really don't. I don't think it's fair to anybody in Oakland for that to happen. And that I 100% agree with.
Now,
I absolutely agree with that.
There's a thing. That's
because
different.
And I talk about this all the time with teams relocating, is that in Seattle, the Supersonics team name is still in Seattle. So anytime there's an expansion team that comes to Seattle, they're going to be the Supersonics or the Sonics, whichever they so choose. And I think it's about time the Athletics moniker stayed put, right? Because it was in Philadelphia, it was in Kansas City, now it's in Oakland. It's the A's moniker stays put in Oakland, and whatever if they move to Vegas, then pick a new team name.
I don't see anything wrong with that. And then if they expand another team back into Vegas one day, or into Oakland one day, they get to go back to being the Athletics.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to go. I like that.
I don't hate that. I've never considered it till this very moment, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think it's the way it should be. So there was more to this. We talked about the reverse boycott happening this week, right? It was Tuesday night, and I thought it went well. It looked like it was a success.
It went down. The coolest part for me was in the fifth inning. They took a moment of silence, and everybody said it was just about as quiet as they've ever heard it. And then as soon as play resumed, it was deafening. And they started chanting, "Sell the team, sell the team, sell the team." And I was like, yeah, baby.
The coordination, I'm curious how they coordinated all of that, because to get everybody to shut their mouths at a sporting event, is amazing.
Without a religious justification, because I've had that experience.
Yeah, religious or justification, right? Like, yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe they were able to do it. I think it was awesome. But I thought this was really interesting what Rob Manfred said in response to the reverse boycott. He said, I mean, it was great. It is great to see what is this year almost an average Major League Baseball crowd in the facility for one night. That's a great thing.
No, this is translation. Rob Manfred just said, "Oh, cute." That's what he said.
That's exactly what he said. Yep.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. This man does not
problem
care
is
about the
problem
situation.
is that he works for the owners, right? So he's got to back the owners here and be like,
right,
the owner's not the problem. The problem is that you don't get public funding for a stadium, but you've got it now in Las Vegas. So,
but I think the owners are the problem. Whether Rob Manfred,
they are the problem. Absolutely, they're the problem.
Manfred, you're right. He has to play that card. That's his line every time. So, I mean, you almost can't fault the guy for living up to his job description on this one.
My opinion is, you're paying him that much, he's gonna fall in line, right? Like, I would. Yeah. I probably would. I'd be a company man too if I was making that much money.
And he's appointed, and totally like that's.
Yeah, then can be like depointed.
Deep unpointed.
Is that how that works?
They can reverse the pointing. Oh,
anyway, it's such a fascinating story though. Like the whole thing with the A's all season, like being so bad and now being like on this tear and relocation imminent, yet not. It's crazy. I don't know. And we're probably going to talk A's every week for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, we probably are.
Yeah,
but they really are. You're right to call it a tear because that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Yeah,
they are tearing it up, and it's exciting.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's move on from a cheap team to a not cheap team. Hal Steinbrenner, you're the owner of your New York Yankees.
Yep.
Says he's open to proposing a salary cap for 2027, but only if there's a salary floor to go with it. And obviously the two go hand in hand, right? You can't have one without the other.
Right.
But I thought it was interesting, the owner of the Yankees bringing this up and wanting a salary, like being willing to have a salary cap. And I don't know if it's because of a change of philosophy in New York, which it seems like they've had over recent years, or if he's just like, no, like I don't like what the Mets are doing.
That's exact. Well, so Steve Cohen is failing his grand experiment right now.
Right.
So there's two things going on. The first was everybody got their sort of feelings hurt when he started just throwing money around, and nobody else, whether they could or couldn't, they were uncomfortable doing the same thing. Steinbrenner's one of them. The next is that it's failing. And I think that's really important here because it's exposing a lot of this pay-to-play mentality. You look at the D-backs who do not I can't even find their payroll anywhere. Like, it's not in my checkbook.
I think it's like...
it's not
that big.
My bank account's probably about the same,
pretty close.
All 3 quarters, 3 actual coins.
Right, yeah. Metal money. Anyway. Yeah, I get you.
So I have $3 bills in my bank account, and that's about what the D-backs are paying their players for. So I think that this pay-to-play experiment is going really poorly in New York, and it started going poorly with the Yankees a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I think this is the right time to bring it back up because all the rest of the owners and everybody in the league is going, all right, come on.
Yeah.
Whichever side of the line you're on.
So this is what he said about it. He said, anytime a team is putting out a product that's not good for the industry as a whole, yes, I'm absolutely concerned about that, which makes sense. I've always said that fans should not go to the first spring training game knowing that their team has no chance of making the playoffs. That's just not good for the game. It's not good for the industry. And he's 100% right. He's Bingo. 100% right. Like, coming into the year, like, spring training shouldn't be the highlight of your team's season.
No doubt. And
I've had that a lot as a Mariners fan.
You have.
A lot.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not even just like, oh, like these games don't count. It's not even like, oh, there's hope for the season. No, it's like these games don't count, so there's nothing to lose
right
by playing them.
Yeah.
That's what it
We get
is,
to
the
just
hope.
be excited.
Yeah, just get to be excited
Without
when baseball is here, and then
consequence.
the first pitch is thrown out on opening day, and it all goes out the window
Yeah.
because it counts, but they're not going to win them. But no, I think he's
Amazing.
absolutely right. I think a salary floor is what would really help is the biggest thing that would help level the playing field in baseball. And I've said that baseball has more parity in it than any of the other four major North American sports, right?
Yep.
Like have had no repeat champions, and you have more teams that have made it to the championship series and have won it than I feel like in any of the other sports, for sure basketball. And I'm certain in the NFL as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that that's the case without the salary floor, but then you have teams that also never make it there because they don't have the money to do it. And sometimes teams have only done it because they've been around for 150 years.
Yeah, hey!
I'm not. That has
pocket.
nothing to do with the Yankees, by the way. I'm talking specifically about the Detroit Tigers and the Oakland Athletics.
Very good. That's very, very real.
And the Cincinnati Reds, to be honest with you.
And the Red Stockings. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I have so much to say, but we don't have time for any of it. So let's move on. I'll bring it up on Monday.
There you go.
Or Tuesday, I mean.
Okay. Let's talk Cardinals, because they are a hot mess. A mess that has been heated to become more of a mess, if you will. Ollie Marmol said that his team needs to figure out how to punch back after this coming after their collapse against the Giants. On Wednesday, they went up 5-2 in the fourth inning, and they ended up losing 8-5 in the 10th inning, or in 10 innings. And I know, like, it's interesting because it's like, motivate your guys, get fired up, and it's like, but they're grown men, they're professionals, they shouldn't need it. But at the same level, like, athletes need it. A lot of people complain about Scott Service, like, go out there, defend your guys, get tossed from the game. It's like, no, he does more for his team being in the dugout than he does being in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. So, like, it's actually it's a pretty good thing that he's, like, not that fired up, that he's not a Lou Piniella, which is what a lot of people want.
Yeah.
When really I think the Lou Piniella thing is just like entertainment factor. And that's why people like
with it. Lou it was. With Bobby Cox it was not. That was pure unadulterated Bobby Cox. He probably goes home and is still Bobby Cox. You know what I mean? It was like,
I said meatloaf. This is clearly a cheeseburger.
Clean your room. What do I say? That's funny. No, I think this is what I think is happening. He's using this language, and this is not. I'm going to put my tongue firmly in my cheek here, because for those of you that don't understand satire and sarcasm and irony and those finer nuances of the English language, let me just spell it out for you. I think that the joke I want to make, how about that? The joke I want to make is that Ollie Marmol has used this language about punch back because he probably punched somebody and they didn't punch back. And I'm teasing, but what I'm trying to illustrate here is that that's how broken things are in the clubhouse in St. Louis, and they've got to figure it out. He's right, but I don't think everything has to do with on the field performance.
So this is something I thought was interesting that Nolan Arenado said. This was after the game on Wednesday. He said, I don't know if you'd call it a stretch anymore, right? It's just bad baseball. We've been playing bad baseball for a while now. Do I think we can play better baseball with the players we have in here? Sure. But that remains to be seen, and we're already 3 months in. And then somebody asked him another question, and in his next answer, he said, we don't execute. Like, that's the problem. He said, we don't execute. And he didn't blame coaches. He said it's on the players, which, he's right, because as coaches and the manager, like, there's only so much you can do in baseball. There's a reason he's called a manager and not a coach.
Yeah.
Right. Because he manages the decisions. He doesn't coach how it's done. Doesn't make the decisions for them. So I thought that was really interesting. But my big question about the Cardinals, Brig, before we move on, is do the Cardinals need to bring in guys to, like, fix something, or do they just need to be like, forget it, we're selling at the deadline, there are guys here who just need to go to help so we can start from scratch next year?
Without a closer look into their farm system, I can't answer that with as much authority as I would like to. However, I do think they would be in a good position either way. I hate fence sitter answers, but I think they could probably play it either way. Yeah, either way, you still got to get rid of Ollie. I'm sorry. He can be blameless in the management role as long as you want, because he's not on the field executing plays and putting together product. I got it. But still, there's a problem in the clubhouse, and he's at the heart of it. He has to manage the ball club. He has to manage the personalities. He has to manage expectations. He has to manage divas. He's got to manage bad performances. He's got to manage a whole bunch of stuff. And right now, it's not being managed. The players like Arenado are doing their best to say what's in Arenado's control is execution of baseball. Mm-hmm. That's it. So of course, he's not going to speak to the management, and he also doesn't want to get thrown out on his tush because he, went outside the confines of what is allowable to say.
I also think Marmol would bench him if he said anything bad about it.
Totally, and the Cards are a top-down organization. Everybody they're all supporting each other all the way up and down. Anyway, I think Arenado's towing the party line here, and that's all that is. Get rid of Marmol, and then decide if you're going to bring in people or sell the farm. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that. I think that's exactly right. Okay, before we move on to your weekend TV broadcast schedule, let's talk about VersusGame, Brig. Baseball family, we are always asking what you think about the topics we bring up on the show, the things we talk about, and now there's a quick and easy way for you to join us. We've partnered with a company called VersusGame to bring you games where you can make money from participating in polls and trivia. If you're on the winning side of a poll or get a trivia question right, you can win real money.
Real live dollar bills.
Big facts.
Yep.
So you can play for free, or you can buy ticket bundles and play against other listeners and VersusGame users. So head over to btpod.onversus.com on your mobile browser, since that's how it's set up. Sign up, play the polls and trivia games. And like I said, if you're on the right side, you can win some money here and there. And that's btpod.onversus.com to sign up and play a VersusGame with us. We have one live right meow.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
right
yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, baseball family, let's talk about the national television schedule for this weekend's games. There's a lot going on this weekend. Some of it is really boring, but some of it's really exciting. So we're going to get you. It's just true. So we're going to tell you what 3 months into the season the national broadcasters are getting right and which ones are getting wrong.
It is so funny. I love in June and July looking at the national TV schedule and be like, yeah, this game was scheduled in like December or January when they're expected to be really, really good. This is a crap schedule. Like, this is a crap game.
Although the first one, Friday night, Apple TV Plus, should not be a crap game. This should be really interesting.
I think Apple lucked into one there.
They did. It's choose your own adventure. You can either watch the Pirates at the Brewers or the White Sox at the Mariners. Pirates at Brewers. So the Pirates are 34-32, first place in the NL Central. Brewers are 34-34. I think they're second place right now in the NL Central.
The game's at 8:10 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, 8:10 p.m. Eastern. Or you can watch the White Sox play the Mariners at 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. The White Sox are 30-39. The Mariners are 33-34. Cannot believe that Apple picked up the Mariners 2 weeks in a row.
Me neither. If it was Microsoft TV Plus, I wouldn't be surprised. But the fact that it's Apple TV Plus, I am astonished by this.
It's pretty funny. Saturday on FS1, your earliest game is going to be at 4:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to see the Angels, who are 38-32, play the Royals, who are 18-50. That's the worst record in baseball now that the A's have pushed the "we're not so bad" button and are somehow
that's right.
Trying to make a statement. I don't know what's going on. The next game Saturday, still on FS1, is at 10:10 Eastern. That's Cleveland's baseball club at 31-36. They will be in Phoenix playing the D-backs. The D-backs are 41-27. They still are in first place in your National League West division, baby.
Boom, baby.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I
love
can't get
it.
enough.
All right,
love it.
your game's on Fox base. Either they still call it Fox Baseball Saturday. Anyway, that is going to be at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for these. Of course, they have the Yankees at the Red Sox. The Yankees are 39-30. The Red Sox are 34-35.
Booyah, baby.
But I think I said it last week. You can throw out the records when these two teams play because you never know.
None of it matters.
Yeah. Okay, and then you've got the Rays at the Padres. The Rays are 49-22 and the best team in baseball, and the Padres are 33-34 and the most disappointing team in baseball. So
huge fact. Huge.
So I think it'll be interesting. I keep waiting for the Padres to click and like pop off. It just hasn't happened. Like they'll have a game here and there, but they have not strung together like even two. Like they have not gone 2 in a row where they pop off like that. So
it's awful, man.
I don't know. We shall see. And then Sunday on Peacock, Wake Up in Baseball at 11:30 p.m. Or sorry, 11:30 a.m. I don't know who's waking up for baseball at 11:30 p.m.
Not me.
Yours truly. Anyway, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's the Orioles at the Cubs. The Orioles are 42-25. The Cubs are 30-37. And then again, the Yankees and Red Sox played last week on ESPN at 7:10 p.m. Eastern time, and they will be playing again, of course, because they're playing. It's on ESPN every time. You can guarantee that.
You can watch it anywhere. Yep,
that's right. Brig, why don't you go ahead and tell us your series that you're watching this weekend first?
Well, I'm going to watch the Yankees and the Red Sox. I'm telling you right now. Okay, very excited. Very excited. I also want to see the D-backs beat the snot out of Cleveland's baseball club. That's super exciting. That should happen, but you never know. Maybe this is when Cleveland will work itself out, or the D-backs are going to continue to be for real.
The D-backs are going to be angry going into this series because they just lost the series to the Phillies.
Yeah,
so,
and
look out.
and it's at home, so it'll be interesting. I also want to see how the Rangers stack up against the Blue Jays. That's going to be really exciting. I would love to see the Blue Jays get pummeled. A, because it's an AL East team, and B, because I really like the Rangers. Okay,
you do. I know.
Don't come at me. And then Pirates at the Brew Crew is awesome because this is battleground territory, and the Pirates are everything I hope they would be right now. It's fabulous.
That's right. Yeah, for sure. I will also be watching the Pirates and the Brewers. That's going to be outstanding. Ooh, obviously, I'll be watching the White Sox and the Mariners. Mm-hmm. I also will be watching the Reds at the Astros because I want to see if the Reds can kick the Astros while they're down and really take it to them because the Astros are AL West and I am riding the Reds now.
And the Reds are up. So
right. I know.
Excited.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the Phillies and the A's because I'm curious the A's are going to go on a hate-fueled rager and just win 9 of their next 10 games.
Yeah, that would be so great.
That would be outstanding. But it's like I said,
it would be so great.
I said on Monday, though, that I am super scared they're going to catch the Mariners because that would just be embarrassing.
Oh, bro. We can't let that happen.
I might turn in all of my gear. I can't anymore. I can't.
You move, you'd have to change your name. The whole thing. Shave your beard,
next
grow out
week,
your hair.
next week, Brig, you're like, I have a new co-host. I have no beard, sunglasses, Groucho Marx mustache.
Yes.
The works. That's how it would go down.
Hold on. I have a proposition. If the A's catch the Mariners this season, you have to do that.
I have to do that? Okay.
No, but I would really like it.
Shave my beard into a mustache? I will.
The Groucho Marx. Yes. And you have to wear an A's hat.
All right. Okay, done deal. I'll do it.
Okay. Yes, baseball family, you are welcome.
Everybody's an A's fan all of a sudden.
Oh man, I'm going to buy an A's hat just for me, just to be supportive. I wonder if I can black market one so that Fisher doesn't end up with my money.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, but you know what, baseball family? I'll go to Fanatics actually and use our code.
There you go.
Because that does support us. So I'll just do that.
There you go.
And we'll put a link in the description or whatever on how to do that if you want to do the same thing.
Okay. All right, let's get to BT bets. So this last week I went 2-1. I'm currently 15-12. Brig, you went 1-2 last week. Your current record is 12-15.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have my picks for this weekend. I have the Mets money line over the Cardinals on Friday. FanDuel has that at plus 100, so you're getting plus money. That's the thing. I always try to look for plus money on these. The best place to get plus money, and that I think is going to be it. Like I said, Mets money line over the Cards. That is like free money for you. Saturday, take the Reds money line over the Astros. Hunter Green is going. He doesn't have a good record, but I think that was from early in the season. He's a good pitcher. The Reds are good. The Astros are down right now. Take the Reds money line over the Astros. Sunday, Royals money line over the Angels. This is only because it's Zach Greinke against Tyler Anderson.
Wow.
Bold. This is the thing. The Royals can't lose every game. They've lost 9 in a row. They can't lose every game. Something's got to give, right?
You're right.
If it's going to give, it's going to be when Greinke's on the mound and Tyler Anderson.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
Royals money line right there for you. What about you, Brig?
I love this for you. I have an alibi. The reason I've gone 12-15 this year so far is because I pick bold. I like bold. Here's another bold pick. Reds money line over the Astros on Friday. You're going to get plus 160 on that. Yeah, baby. That's what you want. And I need the Reds to just beat the Astros with a baseball bat. I don't know why I feel that way. I just feel that way. Okay. The next thing I want to see Saturday, I would take the Braves on the run line over the Rockies. If you can find plus money on it, congratulations.
That's where it's going to be.
It's going to be on the run line, but I think that's going to happen. And then Sunday, I'm taking the Rays on the run line over the Padres. I'm pretty sure that the Padres are going to lose on Sunday, especially against the Braves. So
the Rays, yeah, yep. Okay, so I didn't do this last week, but I want to try to do this more regularly.
Okay,
Blackjack Brad's Black Flag pick of the week.
Oh, the Black Flag pick of the week.
So it's no regard for anything. Just take this at your own risk, but this is a very specific prop that I give you every week. A couple weeks ago, it was Jorge Soler hitting a home run, and he sure as heck did. This week, it is Ellie De La Cruz to steal a base on Friday.
Pretty good chance there.
Against the Astros. All he has to do is get to first base. He's going to steal second. He has 8 stolen bases already.
In like 3 days.
Pretty much.
That's hyperbole, but yeah.
It takes like 5 steps and he's there. So
he's been playing baseball at the pro level for like 7 or 8 days. So
yeah. So
awesome.
I don't know if he'll even be able to get plus money on that, but take it. You'll leave with more money than you
for funny.
Either way.
Oh man. Well, baseball family, we see that those of you that are watching, we are grateful for you. Thank you for being here with us. This is super exciting for us. It's super fun to spend our season with you, especially every Thursday night. Don't forget to check out The Big Show. Comes out every Tuesday morning across every single platform you can think of. It is podcast audio only. If that's your jam, you can also get it on YouTube. And then throughout the week, we break up the longer episode into smaller chunks. So if that's your speed and you need to get it that way, go right ahead and do it. So, but yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review on any of the platforms that you're watching us on, especially on YouTube. Tell your friends, because we do baseball together, man. That's what we want. So
for sure. Yeah, and before you go do anything else, go get yourself some seeds. Head over to schnookseedery.com. Use code BTPOD at checkout. Save 10% off your order. Support the show. Save yourself some money while you're getting seeds. We love them. They're fantastic. And baseball family, we love you. Thanks so much for joining us. We will catch you next week.